Good Friday morning, everyone. As you can see, I did not get much sleep last night. Oh my gosh. Woo, I can carry everything I own in those bags. Anyway, so I am heading out. It's like 7 right now, 7:30. I had to run in to get a coffee because I hadn't had coffee yet this morning. And to get some cash because I'm going to a community sale. Okay, change of plans, guys. I went out there. Nobody was even setting up. So there was a couple of guys walking their dogs. I asked them about it, and they were saying that they thought that most people had delayed it till tomorrow. So I guess I can try again tomorrow for that. But so now we're freestyling. I'm stopped driving around. There is an estate sale that I'm gonna head towards. If I see a garage sale along the way, I'll stop because I'm not feeling real confident about this estate sale. I've been to some of their stuff before, and their prices are usually really, really crazy. So, I don't know. We're going to go and see, and if I find something else, then I'm going to stop there because I'll probably have a lot better chances. Just because of their pricing scheme at these sales. So, maybe they'll prove me wrong today, and they'll have fantastic prices. I'm not confident. Anyway, we're gonna go head out, and when I find something, I'll show you guys. So, fingers crossed that it's gonna get better, right? So, anyway, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, guys, so I stopped at a garage sale. I didn't shoot any footage there because it was very small, and it was just this lady and her father, so I didn't want to cause any problems with a camera. But I'll show you what I got. So I got the set of glass roasters. This is the bigger one. And then this is the little guy that goes with it. And then I got these roasters as well. These are Italian. They need to go washing. Or Portugal, excuse me. Excuse me. So really cool. And then I got these bookends, which I thought were really pretty. They're frosted glass, but they're very Art Deco, with the deer on there. So there's 2 of those. And that's all I got at that sale. They really didn't have a whole lot. There's a lot of men's stuff like tools and junk. And I don't really do a lot with that. Unless it's Snap-on, then I'll pick it up. But, yeah, that's it. So I'm at the other house where the estate sale is. I'm waiting for them to open. I'm a little bit early. So hopefully they'll let me in early. We'll see, because there's nobody else here. That would be fantastic. But I'm afraid there's nobody else here because of their pricing. Don't know. We'll see. Alright, guys. See you inside. Okay, so out in the garage, they had this CB mic. I have bought one of those before, but they had $45 on it, which was way too high for that. I mean, they go for about $65, $75. So I did end up leaving that. I did look through their CB equipment here. It can get you some good money, garner some good money for you, but you got to make sure it's working and all that. And I'm trying to avoid too many electronics and things because that's a lot of extra work. So I ended up leaving all of that stuff. A lot of the stuff was in the box. It wasn't new, but the lady that had on it had really taken good care of her stuff and put stuff back in boxes. So that was really impressive. And it's nice to have. Pay attention to that cookware. We're going to come back to that later. I did end up getting this little marble or alabaster, whatever kind of stone it is, owl. It was really nice. And I've looked at these salt and pepper shakers, and I was like, oh! Tupperware, gotta grab those. Those always do really well for me. I set them down. Be not afraid. I will put them in my bag in just a moment. Now look at these. They are silver plate. Pick up these salt and pepper shakers. They're really pretty because they're etched and everything. And I thought that might be a sterling top. I pick them up and put them down a couple of times. But I think I kind of decided that they were silver plate as well. Grab my shakers, put them in my bag. Kind of look over the rest of the table. I'm not seeing a whole lot there that, you know, is catching my attention. I looked through these mugs. I love a good mug. I like that Syracuse, but it was so faded. And I kind of looked through the rest of them. I didn't see anything, just kind of generic mugs. Mugs can have some good value if you find the right ones, but they were not there. They had lots of Tupperware at the sale. So we kind of kick it on over here. Start looking through a few things. There's some Fanta, you know, or Sunkist, excuse me, if y'all are thirsty. I didn't care for them, you know. They've been out in the garage for who knows how long, so we ended up leaving those. This was interesting, but I ended up not getting it. This little vintage travel iron. Look at that old cord. But I couldn't figure out why the top wouldn't close. I don't know if the handle was removable or what was going on with it. So I didn't get it. I might should have, but I didn't. Look through the little cookbooks, nothing interesting in there. Kind of do a once over, see if I'm missing anything. Head over to this side of the table. Nothing really great there. So we go on back in. I had grabbed something off of this table, so I kind of snagged it on my way out, and I didn't really take time to look at everything. But, so I come back to look. I did grab those little owls. They were cute. They had some nice Roseville pieces, but they had them priced too high because some of them had, a few little chips on theirs. So I didn't end up getting any of those. I did look them over to see if there was anything outstanding that I could see, but now the corner of my eye, I kind of see something over here, so I go grab it real quick because I see Viking glass. So of course I gotta grab that because it's that color that I love so much. Again, fear not, I will pick it back up. I just set it down to look at this. That was really pretty, but it was missing the top tray. It's supposed to be a 2-tier. If it hadn't been missing, I would have picked that up. It was so pretty. I grabbed this little bag of glass animals. Didn't really even look through it to see what was in there. I just picked them up. And I'm paying some attention to all these metal figures here. Some of them are pewter, and they can have some good value to them if they're signed by the artist, but none of these, I mean, that had something on it, but I wasn't sure what it was, and I didn't want to take a lot of time. People were starting to pour into the sale, and I did not want to miss out on anything good. Thought that was wood, but it wasn't. But I saw this Joseph Originals mouse, so I grabbed that little guy. Now I saw this little fur piece, and I looked at it, and it's an old West German fur mouse, so I picked that up. And I kept kind of looking through here, and I was like, oh wait, there's another one of those little mice, so let me grab it too. Those are not from Sears. If they had been, I would have grabbed them. They were cute, but I don't need to be grabbing up a bunch of stuff just to store, so I'm trying to be a little more particular about what I'm getting. It's hard. So done in here. Let's cruise on through to the kitchen and see what they got. In here, I'm not seeing a whole lot that I'm that super impressed with. I did like these Diet Pepsi collector glasses, but they had those for $30 for the set, which was way, way, way too high. Trying to keep everybody off the camera. There's some grits if you're hungry, and some cornmeal. I was trying to look at the casseroles up there in the cabinet, but that lady was kind of in the way, so I came back later and looked at them. They were overpriced. Very nice cabinet phonograph there. I decided to grab me a hold box real quick. So I was afraid I was going to break something carrying it around, so free up my arms. I kind of walk over to see if there's anything I'm missing in the living room. There wasn't. It was all furniture, so head into the bedroom. So I go into the closet first, and I'm kind of cruising through, see if there's any, something different in the ties. I found this Looney Tunes tie, so I went ahead and pulled it, and I hit the belts real quick. Leather belts can have really good value, especially this kind right here. Those hand-tooled belts like that. I did end up going through all the belts and pulling a few of the leather ones out that I thought might do okay. They were not priced bad. They were $1.50 per belt, so I was okay with taking a chance on a few of them. There was a bolo tie hanging back there, and I took a quick glance at it because it was leather, but I couldn't see any markings on it. So I cruised through the towels one more time, or the ties one more time. I didn't see anything else that caught my interest. Some ties can sell for $20 or $30, so I looked at that one more time, but I could tell by the weight of it, it wasn't silver, so I gave up. Really pretty Lane cedar chest there. There's Andy and Lucy. And there's me. Hey. I did end up grabbing those pictures right there. And then I hit the hats. I don't buy a lot of hats, but sometimes, I'll grab a few here and there just to take a chance on. Anything that's different. Like I picked up the Salem hat, and I think that was a Winston, something else hat. I don't know, something different. And I got that Bud hat as well because it was embroidered. I came over to look at the shoes. Just kind of really quick go through them. I found these boots up in the window ledge. They were really buttery soft. Nice leather. They were Laredo. But they wanted $12 for them. And after I did a little research, I saw that they were not selling for very much. So, unfortunately, I did end up putting them back. If they'd been a better size, I probably would have gone ahead and taken the chance. But I think they were a size 6. And so, that's not an easy size to sell. You'll end up holding on to them for a while. Look through the linens really quick. Nothing caught my eye with those. So, decided to go in here and see if they had a price for the hats in the closet. The nice people in there told me there was nothing listed for hats in the closet, so I'm gonna have to ask the people doing the sale how much the hats are. And then I go in this room and I made a mistake. I feel like I made a mistake in this room. That is a Kodak Easy Share. I knew what it was when I saw it. It's only $3, and I probably should have picked it up. But again, I'm trying to steer away from too many electronics, because electronics a lot of times will end up being returns, or there's a problem. Something doesn't function right. You don't catch a problem with it. Look at those cool suspenders. You don't catch the problem that might exist with it, and then you end up getting a return or having to do a refund. So I end up leaving it, but I kind of kicked myself for it. That clock was so beautiful. I wish it hadn't been damaged. They still wanted $45 for it, even with it missing that one side. But it was, if it had been complete, it would have been tough for me to leave that. It was so pretty. No office products that I need today, so we're going to pass on those. Had toilet paper for 50 cents a roll. I kind of laughed about it, and I thought, oh, wait. I think I have one roll at home. I'm grabbing them. That'll save me a stop at the store on the way home. I kind of eyeballed this keyboard. It's an HP. It's one of the older ones. It has the clicky-clacky keys, which, you know, people my kids' ages love those keys that have that clicky-clacky sound to them. So I pulled it to do a little research on it. After I did the research, I found out that model was not selling that great. So I did end up leaving it. Kind of start going through here, see if there's anything interesting. And then this caught my eye. It's a double-sided comb made by Tupperware. That's a Tupperware comb as well. I didn't know Tupperware made combs, and I also didn't know the value of them. So stay tuned to the end to see the value of those combs. I was really shocked. Just looking through some of the products to see if any of them are new and marked at a reasonable price of stuff that we could use, because sometimes it's not just the selling aspect, you know, finding things to sell. Sometimes it is the aspect of how much money can I save by buying it at a place like this if it's something that we'll use. Unfortunately, I didn't find anything except the toilet paper. But you know what? I'll take it. Alright, so I got all of that stainless cookware. I sat there and looked it up, and I was like, you know what? They'll cut me a deal. I'm just going to get all of it. So I did. And then, as you see, the stuff I showed you in the video. Some of it for personal use. Some of it for resale use. You know. I need storage bags. And toilet paper. So. Alright, I'm going to have to readjust this, guys. Hold on. That was loud, I know. Okay. So I'm going to put these in the back seat. And that's it. So I think that's it for today, guys. I think I got quite a few things done. I think I'm going to cut it off here. But stay tuned till the end to see what everything is valued at. As always, praise be to the Lord for everything and all the blessings. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now, guys.
Of long ago, pearls and gold, the tides embrace. Every trinket tells its place. Southern siren vintage, hear the call.